If a person doesn't have any friends at all, then the chances are they're socially inept. They don't know how to talk to people. They don't have any kind of way of attracting people or developing friendships. Or they are good at talking to people, they can make friends, but they've done something really bad and they've lost all of their friends. So someone who used to have loads of friends and then they murdered someone or turned out they were a paedophile or something, they don't have any friends anymore, right? So they used to, but they don't anymore. Pretty much all lonely, friendless people fit into one of or two of these categories. But I don't have any friends. Why is that? Is it because I'm socially inept and I don't know how to speak to people? No, I actually make friends very easily, a little bit too easily. I always say making friends is easy, it's getting rid of them that's the hard part. When you make friends with some twat by accident and they're just in your life now, and you're like, shit, how did this happen? How do I get rid of them? So I must have done something really bad, right? And everyone found out and deserted me. Yes and no. I haven't actually done anything bad, but it has become a crime to know things. Well, a lot of people think that they know things, but they don't understand that Google is not your friend. Okay? It's not just a search engine that just looks for the best thing. It's controlled. It has been for years. It's been known that it's that way for years. But for some reason, everyone just sort of, it's as if they choose not to know this. It's insane to me. If you rewind to the 90s, right, TV was the thing. And we all knew not to trust the TV. Why? Well, because there's a thing called being a gatekeeper, right? Not just anyone could go on TV. You had to be like allowed onto TV, which means there's people saying things outside of the TV world that aren't allowed on TV. And whatever they're saying on TV was just what they want you to think. And everyone kind of knew that. And then the internet came along. And then you had this thing called Google. And you can just like look for anything. You can choose. Now, obviously, there's good things and bad things about that. You could just be going down a rabbit hole looking at a load of crap that isn't true because anything's available on the internet. But the way to battle that is to argue against it, not to banish it, censor it, and ignore it, and then make up stories about it and you're not allowed to check it out for yourself, which is what's happened. The internet has become the new TV. There are gatekeepers on the internet that try and control who's allowed to say what. And even though you can say it on the internet, you'll be pushed into a dark corner of the internet where most people won't go and check. Now, there's many subjects that I won't go into because my video will get taken down, like COVID, climate change, pretty much anything about Donald Trump, loads of things. I won't go into any of those subjects. What I will focus on is the Kyle Rittenhouse court case. Why? Because it's really important to me? No, it's actually not that important to me. I'm just using it for an example for something. Now, if you don't know about the Kyle Rittenhouse court case, it doesn't matter. It was a kid in America who shot someone, and there was a big court case about it, and it was all over the news. That's all you need to know about it, right? Lots of people who believe the news and think Google is their friend, they were interested in that case, and they watched the court cases online. And because they watched the court cases online, when they watched the news, it was evidently clear to them that the people on the news were lying. They were like, hey, that isn't what happened in the court case. Why are you saying that? Hey, that isn't what happened in the event. The event itself is on video, by the way. So the court case was almost ridiculous because the event was on video and you're having these people fucking fighting their case going, well, we think this happened. Who cares what you think? It's on video. And the court case is on video. And then the people on the news select little clips from what they want to show you and then make up their own story. But so many people watched that court case, then watched the news that they used to trust and went, hey, you're fucking lying. What else are you lying about? And then they started Googling things and it kept coming down to the same point. And they go, this is bullshit. Then they realise that Google isn't trustworthy. And then they realise there's all these other websites that they've never been on. And then they realise there's all these other things that they thought were true that aren't. There's all these things that they thought didn't exist but actually do. Because some things you actually can prove, it's not opinion. So to go back to what I was saying a minute ago about the 90s, it was all about TV. Then there was sort of like 10 years worth of internet freedom. And then over the last 10 years or so, there's been a crackdown, there's been gatekeepers, there's been thought police trying to control things. But during that era where there was internet freedom, so we've got the internet, fuck TV, no one cares about TV, we can look at what we want. That era was amazing because someone will say something that they believe and you go, that's wrong. And they go, no, it's not. Then you go, it is, look it up. Then they look it up, they find out you're right, and then they shut the fuck up. Those were the days. I wish we could go back to those days. Now, in 2024, someone says something, you go, you're wrong about that, and they go, no, I'm not. And then you go, look it up, and then you go, oh shit. They just look it up and go, I told you I was right, because this thing at the top of the fucking list told me I'm right. It's like, oh shit, I forgot that they've controlled everything. It's like Alex Jones has a website called InfoWars. Information Wars. That is the best and most perfect name ever. It doesn't matter what you think about Alex Jones or InfoWars. I'm just talking about the name. That's exactly what it is. And what I'm saying is it used to be easy. It used to be easy to win the info war. People would be online saying all their opinions and you could just go, no, look at this, and post them a link. And then post them, if they're not satisfied with that, go, well, here's another link. And here's another link, and here's the video evidence of what I'm talking about, and here's the fucking document that you think doesn't exist. And then they have to shut the fuck up. But now you can't do that. Now they talk their shit, you go, you're wrong, they go, you're crazy, you're an idiot. And then you go, no, look at this. And then you try and post them something, and Mark Zuckerberg fucking bans you. And the AI super duper computer technology has got so ridiculous now that it won't even let you post the link. It bans you before you even post it. It goes, you sure you want to post this? Yes, I am. Well, now you're banned. So you never even get to show them the thing. And then the person you're arguing with can send you a load of shit and send you a load of, here's all my sources. And then they just send you 15 different sources. It's not different sources. It's all the same source coming out of multiple different channels. And from that other person's perspective, they know that some of the shit you're trying to show them just isn't showing up. But they go, well, yeah, because it's wrong. That's why it's been banned. I'm like, how do you know? You haven't seen it. Especially when it's not opinions and documents and different things that people have said. When it's a video of something that someone's saying doesn't exist or didn't happen that way, and you could just show them and go, look, here's the evidence. You're wrong. And then you're just not allowed to show certain things on the internet. It's like, wow. Like Facebook is the worst. Like you're not even allowed, these days, you're not even allowed to tell someone to fuck off. You can't just go, fuck off, you're a dickhead. You might think, well, why would you want to say that? It's not productive. It's like, no, sometimes an argument reaches the point where someone's being unreasonable, they're just trying to goad you, they're just trying to provoke you. You need to just tell them to fuck off. You need to just go, look, you're a dick, see you later. But you can't even say that. In fact, you may have noticed that the smarmy fucking passive-aggressive shit has increased a lot. A lot of people are really into their passive aggression. But there's a reason for that. It's because no one's allowed to just say, you're a cunt. Fuck you. You're not allowed to say that. So we all have to be smarmy and like underhanded with our insults. It's not like no one insults anyone anymore. It's not like we've made this better world where everyone's really polite to each other and everyone's nice. It's like, no, everyone's still being a dick to each other. They're just doing it in a passive-aggressive way because they're not allowed to just outright say, fuck you. So Facebook is a place where you're supposed to be able to speak your opinions and your interests and post video links and stuff, but you're not actually allowed to say your opinions about certain subjects and you're not allowed to post certain video links. And then YouTube, you're not allowed to even upload certain videos to the site in the first place. So even if Facebook allowed it, you wouldn't be able to post it because it's not on YouTube in the first place. And then on top of that, if you Google certain subjects, it will always take you to the sources that tell you, don't ever listen to people that say this, and don't ever look at this, and don't... Never trust anyone that tells you not to look at stuff. Like, even if the stuff is wrong, why can't you just look at it? God. But yeah, this is actually how you end up so divided. Because like I said, in the era where you could just have an info war, and everyone can go, well, I've seen this, and well, I've seen this. Why don't you look at this? Or why don't you look at that? When you used to be able to do that, even if someone hated your opinions and hated what you were saying and wished you weren't saying it, if you could prove yourself right, then it doesn't matter if they like what you're saying. It's like, well, look, I'm right. Sorry. Whereas now you can't prove yourself right. So it's just opinion war, and one side is allowed their information, but the other side isn't allowed theirs. So I can't provide my evidence on the platforms that you're on, which results in you thinking I'm crazy. You think I have crazy opinions that aren't backed up by evidence, and then you desert me. And then I think you're a moron because you won't step outside the confines of Facebook and YouTube. So we all fall out. And that's why I don't have any friends. And I don't care because I know I'm right. And I just wish, but I do care because I wish you weren't wrong. And I wish you didn't believe in absolute horseshit that is provably wrong. And I wish we didn't have to fall out. I wish it didn't end like this. It is a shame. But yeah, this isn't a cry for help. Like, well, I have no friends. Why doesn't anyone like me? It's like, no, I just knew that if I uploaded a video called Why You Can't Trust Google, you're not as likely to watch that as you are to watch a video titled Why I Don't Have Any Friends, because people are sadistic and awful and evil, and I know that you want to watch a video where I'm sobbing. And you don't care about my opinion. That's why I titled this video that way. That's why I'm talking about it this way. What I'm trying to get through to people is some people go, so what, you think you can argue with the science? What, you think all scientists are part of some conspiracy? No, I don't think that. You need to go and listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson and his excuses for why they got everything wrong about, the virus. His excuse is, scientists just go by the best available data. And I'm like, that's it, that's the problem. The data has been manipulated and has been controlled and has been curtailed. So all scientists are going by the best data available, but not all the data is available. So it's like if you wanted to bake a cake, what do you need? Ingredients. Well, what if there's only certain ingredients available? And then you have to make a shit cake. And it turns out there was all these other ingredients that you didn't know about in a cupboard that's hidden somewhere in a dark corner. Then you find out later when it's all too late. You've already made your shit cake. It's not an opinion war. It's an information war, and you don't have all the information because you only trust the credible sources and the reputable sources. You don't understand how fucking stupid that is. These so-called credible sources that you're talking about have lost all credibility. Do you know why? Because they've been wrong over and over again, and proven wrong over and over again. These reputable sources have a shit reputation outside of your little bubble. Everyone outside of your bubble is actually laughing at you, going, I can't believe these people still believe this shit. And it's not just the lies that you believe inside your bubble. You're being lied to about what's outside the bubble. You think that I think the earth is flat and I wear a tinfoil hat, and then you think I listen to QAnon and all this shit. None of that is true. Yes, there's muppets out there that think the earth is flat. I know, I've argued with them. It's insane. It's insufferable. There really is conspiracy theorists that believe in all kinds of fanciful bullshit. I'm not one of them. There's millions of people like me trying to get through to you, and you just think we're crazy because you just won't step outside. And I remember at one point I was naive enough to think, well, okay, I can't post my sources and I can't show people what I'm talking about, but they trust that I'm an intelligent person. All my friends know that I'm not stupid, and they know that I don't just follow some belief blindly. They know that I'm not that type of person. So even if they can't look at what I'm talking about, they will listen to me and then go and check it out for themselves. No, they just go, oh, he's gone crazy. Oh, shit. I think he's gone flat earth. I think he's wearing a tinfoil hat. What? No, those flat earth muppets have been magnified in the mainstream view so that you hear someone like me and go, oh, it's one of those muppets. Those people are a minority. So yeah, I'm not going, hey, why don't I have any friends anymore? Why don't you like me? No, I know why I don't have any friends anymore. I'm telling you why we're not friends anymore. And believe it or not, it's your job to fix it. You've got some serious homework to do. You're really behind. So this isn't just a message to my ex-friends. This is a message to anyone who's lost touch with someone because they went crazy and they went tinfoil hat. You need to rethink that. You need to reassess what's happened. My advice to you is you should meet up with your old friend that you lost that's turned conspiracy theorist nutcase or whatever you think, And you need to not talk to them online, not talk to them on the phone. You need to meet up with them in person with a computer in front of you and then go, why do you believe what you believe? And let them show you. And if they sit there and start showing you flat earth videos and they start going, this is what I heard on QAnon, then yes, you can write them off as a nutcase. They're stupid. They're believing in horse shit. But if they start showing you things you've never seen before, showing you things that you thought didn't exist, showing you things that are proving the complete opposite of what they believed, then you're going to have to take heed, aren't you? You're going to have to actually open your eyes. But you don't want to do that because you're scared. Why are you scared? Because if you open your eyes, then all of your friends are going to ditch you and go, you're crazy. See, I'm shifting my attitude a little bit. A little while ago, I thought, well, if all my friends are walking straight into a pit of fire and I'm like, hey, there's a pit of fire ahead, we better not go. And then you Google it and Google says, some people think there's a pit of fire, there's no such thing. And then you go, no, Google it, it's safe. I'm not walking into the pit of fire with you just because we're friends, all right? I'm like, okay, I guess we're not friends anymore. See you later, I'm not coming with you. And I know you think you've made the right choice because you've still got your friends and you've still got your job. And you're looking at people like me like, why are you doing that to yourself? But if you're honest with yourself, your world actually kind of sucks, doesn't it? And it sucks even more without people like me in it. Don't you miss us? Don't you miss people like me? Yeah, you're on the wrong team, dipshit. So I'm just trying to say to you, look, before you just go walking straight into a pit of fire because you're looking at your phone and don't know what you're doing, why don't you think about some of your conspiracy theorist friends that you lost? And maybe you thought good riddance at the time, but why don't you try and rekindle with them a little bit and go, do you still believe what you believe? Why is that? And meet up with them and actually let them show you. Instead of explaining to you and then you don't listen and then you Google it and go, oh, it says here you're wrong. Stop doing that. Google is not your friend. I am. Okay? But we're not going to agree to disagree and all that shit. You don't have to have the same opinions as me. You don't have to have the same preferences as me. But we do need to share a fundamental understanding of reality. If we're going to argue, we need to argue from the same point of reality, or we can't coexist. We can't be friends. And you're wrong. So stop complaining about how divided everything is and how everything's polarized. Why don't you ask yourself how it got so divided? And then why don't you ask yourself why millions of people suddenly turn into what you call conspiracy theorists? Literally millions of people overnight. Really? Ask yourself those questions, and I'm telling you, you're not going to find the answer on the news. And you're not going to find the answer by Googling it. Okay?